Alright, you guys, welcome back to AI Collectibles. What I have for you today is the Boss Fight Studios Sam and Max Freelance Police figures. I am a huge fan of the original comic. The Freelance Police was kind of the first, I guess, adult oriented comic I ever picked up as a kid. And I was just enamored with it. It was, I collected a lot of Marvel, a lot of DC, and this, it was a more mature, had some darker themes, a little more twisted than what I was normally used to. And I carried that first issue around with me forever. I would show it off at school, show it off to friends, and I really enjoyed it. So these came up for sale on, I believe, Cyber Monday, so I picked them up from Boss Fight Studios directly. So let's take a look at the packaging. It's got some nice packaging. You got some nice art of Sam and Max in their squad car. On the backs, they both have the same. You have a nice little comic here, and it shows you the figures, and they're fully posable. So what I'm going to do is get these guys opened up, and we'll go through their accessories, and I'll give my final thoughts, so stay tuned. Alright, so here we have Sam and Max outside of the package, and I think they are a great looking representation of the source material. I think they are great looking figures. I mean, articulation is somewhat limited. I mean, it has, your basic single jointed elbows, knees. It's got a nice waist joint. Sam is great. He's hefty. Max, he's tiny, and his articulated joints are tiny, so I would be very careful with posing them. I would be careful with posing both of them in general, and I'll go through that. But let's go over the accessories first. So, with Sam, he comes with this Max puppet, which looks really cool. It also has a wrist peg there, so you can put it on his wrist. It doesn't articulate, but it does have some nice paint apps on it, and it looks like a brown bag. He also comes with this huge revolver, which, has that very comic animated look, like it's even bent a little bit, and I believe that's how it's supposed to look, because that's how it looked in the comic, just because of the sheer size of his revolver. But, it's molded in gray. It's got some nice paint apps there on the hilt or grip. And yeah, I think it looks pretty great. He also comes with these melting popsicle sticks or popsicles on the stick. And it's a nice effect. I think it looks great with the drips there down the sides. And comes with 3 head sculpts overall. So he comes with this one, which is kind of like he's either whistling or, thinking. It's cute. It looks great. You got all the paint and stuff is very clean on the figure. You got the 3 hairs there on top, his ears, his eyes are all nice and clean. This is the head sculpt that comes on him where he's kind of smiling. And again, it's all nice. The teeth are nicely painted. It's all clean. The head sculpt does have, all of them have this line though, like that molded line where the jaw and the top piece of the head are 2 separate joints that were probably glued together. So there's no mouth or articulation here, but what you do have looks pretty fantastic. And then he comes with the sculpt on him. He also has 2 gun-holding hands, which he comes with attached to the figure. He also has a left and right open grasp. And again, molded in the same color as the figure, and it looks nice. They don't have the articulated wrist joints. It's one solid point, but they swap in and out nice and easily. And then he also comes with 2 fisted hands. So we will go over Sam's accessories now, and he actually comes with quite a bit more, which, would make sense. And I'm sorry, I think I said Sam and I meant to say Max. But yeah, he comes with this phone. You know, it's got some, it's basic, it's black, and it's got the white dial there. But it comes off, the receiver comes off, and this is like a plastic uh, receiver cord. But looks good. It has an animated comic look to it. He also comes with this little mouse, which again is really it's really cute. The pink is really pink. But again, it has some nice paint apps. There's not a lot of bleed for a figure this small, and I think he looks pretty great overall. He also comes with a hammer, like Sam's gun. It has, that little bit of bend in it, but gives it that kind of animated look again. So, and it's got some nice like wood grain in there for details. And the top there is painted as well. It's a nice looking hammer. He also comes with his pistol, which looks like a Luger. And it's nice looking as well. Nice gray. It has a nice paint, like a nice gunmetal paint to it. And it almost has like some sparkles, which I don't know if they show up on cam. But it has like some silver sparkles in there, which makes it pop a little more. And they used a nice form of brown for the grip of the weapon as well. Max also comes with 2 additional head sculpts. So he's got this grinning one. And then he's got the one with the closed mouth. And what you do is you swap the ears out to put those in. And I'll show you here while I have the figure out. Each ear has an R for right. And they swap out easy. And a left for left, which I think is a nice touch. He also comes with some additional hands. He comes with 2 gun holding hands, which he came with. He comes with the peace sign, which is nice. He also comes with a pointing finger, 2 grasping hands, and 2 fists. Now, I'll go over the articulation, and we'll start with Max. He looks great. Again, everything's nice. It's not molded. It looks like it is painted on top of the original plastic. And everything looks clean. The pink's nice. The black around the eyes, the tongue, the teeth. There's no bleed. It's a nice looking figure. Even in the ears, they're all nicely painted pink in there. There's no bleed. For articulation, again, the head's on a bit of a ball joint, but you don't get a whole lot of movement. You get a little bit of down, a little bit of back, a little bit of side to side, but not much, and then left and right. You get the cut there for the shoulders. It also has some nice articulation there. For the elbows, they twist. And they're really tiny, so I would suggest being very careful when you're posing him. If you have any restrictions, I would suggest heating it up. And then there's a single joint for the hands. Legs. The hips are on a ball joint, so he ain't doing the splits. You're getting a little bit of articulation there, but that's it. And then you're getting the up and, back and forth. You get the single knees. Right? And there's a joint in there for left and right movement. Nothing on his bottom feet. There's no ankle. Which kind of makes sense. He is a smaller figure. And then we'll just put his Luger in his hand here. And everything fits nicely. It looks great. Right? And there you go. You got Max holding the gun, giving you the peace sign. If that's not sending you mixed messages. Now, we'll go over Sam. I forgot to mention, his hat does come off and it's a separate piece. You can put it on the different head sculpts. Now my problem with this figure, right out of the package, as I was articulating him, getting him ready to review, his leg snapped off. And of course, it being the holidays, Boss Fight Studio, did get a nice email that issues would be dealt with when they returned from the holidays in the new year. But yeah, it was a clean snap. I didn't give it a lot of force. I was just trying to bend it like I did the rest of the joints, and it just snapped. So that's pretty disappointing. I'm sad about that. But we'll go over the rest of the articulation on the figure. Again, the head on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of back, a nice bit of forward, a little bit of side to side, and some left and right movement. You get that single cut at the shoulder, and then it moves up about that much, down about that much. Again, I would be careful. If you have any restrictions, I would suggest heating it up. So you get some up and down. There's also a cut at the elbow, and same with the hands. It's just a single cut twist there. The waist also, like, there's some nice paint. Like, this is painted up nice. The belt's painted nice. And then it's on a ball joint as well. So you get some nice hip motion there for the figure. Forward, back. And again, that articulates nice. The tie and the collar are a separate piece from the head. And we'll look at the head too. Like, this is the other head he comes with, and I thought it was fitting that looks like he's growling or in pain because he's got a broken fucking leg. But yeah, the collar and tie are painted nicely. It's on a separate, like, you can pull this off if you wanted to. Same with the jacket, but it looks great underneath. I like the folds in the shirt. I guess the only thing maybe I would add different is maybe painted buttons, but even then, for an animated figure that has like a basic paint scheme, I think it works. And the gold on the belt is nice. Again, all the paint apps are really nice and really clean on these guys. And then for leg articulation, he can do the splits, right? So get some nice forward, not too much back. Those knees are single jointed. Again, I would be careful. They do have a little bit of a twist there, but not much. And then you can put the figure back about 90 degrees. And again, I would suggest doing it with caution. Ankles, you do get some nice back and forth there. And also forward and back. Other than the broken leg, he does sit and he seems sturdy. I don't know if I just ended up with a bad one in general because I really didn't give it a lot of force and it just kind of snapped off in my hand, which is a little disappointing because overall I like the style, I like the look, I like the paint apps. They come with a decent amount of accessories, and the accessories that they do come with are pretty fantastic, man. Like, the guns have, and like I said, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but the paint they use for the gun has, like, these little, like, specks of silver in it that kind of make it shine and look a little nicer, better than just, like, your basic molded plastic that comes with some other figure lines, like G.I. Joe Classifieds. So, you're getting 3 extra head sculpts, you're getting a nice range of hands, accessories. I think they're pretty decent figures. I'll have to wait to hear back from Boss Studios to see what their customer service is like, because this will be my first time dealing with them. I'm a little sad because these are the first figures I've ever bought for Boss Studios, but it was some characters that were near and dear to my heart from a young age. And it's funny because I loved that first issue of Freelance Police, and I don't think I ever read another issue after. I kind of messed around and played the Telltale games a little bit, and I did watch the animated series, and I do love the characters. Like I said, that first comic was very near and dear to me. It was something different than what I was reading at the time, and it really drew me to these characters. And I think these are great representations of the characters, but again, with the broken joint, I would suggest if you have any restrictions, heat it up, dump them in water, some warm water, or use a blow dryer to loosen up those joints because you don't want to have the same thing happen. So, yeah, I picked these up for a great price directly from Boss Studios during, I believe it was Cyber Monday. So, yeah, they're full price again, but they're still available on the Boss Fight Studios website. And yeah, if you want them, go grab them because they are decent figures. I can't attest to their customer service, so I'll have to do another video on that and see what happens. But for now, he still stands. I'll still put him on the shelf, and hopefully we'll see about getting a replacement. So that's all I got for you guys today. You know what to do. Smash that like, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I put out new videos. And thanks. I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here.